All right, so just real quick, wanted to touch on a topic that I've been seeing going around from certain like gurus and all this shit. And that's, showing off like your AIP, Amazon influencer dashboard, your numbers, the creator connections dashboard, and all that good shit, all right? Now, I want to bring this up because I noticed there's a lot of like new people in the, space coming in, trying to be mentors, gurus, all that shit. And so they're out here, posting all these videos, images, stories, whatever, of like their earnings, like all their data, their dashboard, like just all the ins and outs, the back scenes of what actually goes on in the Amazon influencer program, like your commissions and all that stuff. And I wanted to touch on this because, people who are barely getting into this thing, or been in there for a minute but they don't really fully know like the ins and outs. Look, my advice to you guys is just be careful out there who you follow. Look, don't get me wrong, there's people out there who are trying to post content, show you guys how to do this and that, and when you really don't know what you don't know, it could be hurting to some of you guys because some of these people, like, at the end of the day, look, some of this shit you cannot be showing onto your social media platforms at all. Like, Amazon specifically strictly says they don't want you guys showing like your commissions, the back end dashboard of the influencer program and all this and that. Okay, now I'm saying this because some of you might be tempted to post your like your numbers on a day-to-day basis. You might want to post it as an IG post, as a reel, YouTube short or whatever. And you got to be very careful doing that shit because people will get their accounts taken down for doing that. So just be very careful. Just because you see some newbies out here doing that shit doesn't mean that it's technically right or whatever. Some of them don't care for whatever reason. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to sell you on a course, mentorship, all that shit. And look, my opinion, look, that's why I don't really show any of my shit, because I don't want to risk losing my account, right? So and that too, because yeah, I could make money off selling some mentorship course or whatever, and all that good shit. But I started posting more about that stuff, like all the data and stuff. But to me, the way I see it, this is literally easy passive money that I'm making month to month. Like, why would I give that up? Something that's taking me literally almost no work, that I'm getting a paycheck for every single month, to sell a course mentorship that's going to actually take a lot of more work, a lot of more time, and make money. Like, to me, that's not a good trade-off, in my opinion. But hey, some of these gurus, they do what they do. At the end of the day, I'm not hating or anything. You're gonna do what you're gonna do it. But for everybody who follows some of these guys, and you're taking all this advice, just be very careful. I don't want to see none of you guys losing your accounts or anything just because some of these fuckers are doing this and that, alright? So, but that's my little rant for today. Peace out, and yeah, follow your boy for more.